majestic soul, I welcome you with a force hotter than doubt and stronger than the shadows that try to cling to you, because you were never shaped for ordinary paths. You were never designed for common destinies. And the moment you stepped into this world, the air around you carried a different kind of weight, a different kind of signal, a different kind of story, and people felt it even before you understood it yourself. You walk into a room and the atmosphere adjusts, not because you ask it to, but because the energy woven into your existence is too distinct to be ignored, and that is why the world watches you with a gaze they don't use for others. They see something in your presence that they cannot name, something in your eyes that they cannot decode, something in the way you hold yourself that refuses to fade, even when life tries to dim the edges of your spirit. There are people who look at your age and get confused because you do not fit their timeline. You do not obey their expectations. You do not crumble at the milestones where they expected you to bend, and that alone stirs a quiet unrest inside them. Your glow should have softened by now. Your fire should have cooled. Your confidence should have fractured, but none of that happened, and this leaves them in silent disbelief. Your looks carry a grace they do not understand. Your age carries a strength they cannot explain, and your evolution carries a mystery they cannot replicate. And when people cannot understand something, they try to reduce it. They try to question it. They try to whisper theories in the corners of their jealousy. But the truth is simple. Your presence is not accidental. Your endurance is not luck. Your shine is not a borrowed light. You have been refined through storms that would have buried others. You have been reshaped through seasons that demanded more from you than you were ready to give. And yet you rose again, not with desperation, but with intention. Not with panic, but with a quiet certainty that even your setbacks were preparing you for a future far greater than anything you have already survived. And people see this now, even if they pretend they don't. They see the calm in your voice, the discipline in your spirit, the resilience in your steps. They see a glow that is not attached to youth alone, but to wisdom, built through years of effort, healing, and willpower. And this kind of glow is rare. This kind of glow is powerful. This kind of glow makes others wonder how you continue to evolve while they remain stuck in the same cycles. Some will stare at you with admiration, masked as silence. Some will look at you with envy disguised as concern. Some will speak softly because your growth exposes the parts of themselves they tried to ignore. And some will simply step back because standing too close to someone who is constantly rising reminds them of how long they have stayed still. And instead of learning from you, they choose to question you. But you do not exist for the comfort of those who misunderstand you. You do not walk this path to shrink your magic, to match the insecurity of others, because your journey has been too heavy, too raw, too real for you to dim your presence. Now you have carried weights that would have broken the foundation of weaker spirits. You have endured nights where your only company was your own heartbeat, reminding you that quitting was not an option. Every season of pain carved a new strength into you. Every disappointment sharpened your clarity. Every heartbreak refined your vision. And every year added another layer of wisdom that cannot be bought, borrowed, or copied. Your evolution is earned. Your radiance is earned. Your power is earned. And that is exactly why it threatens those who try to judge your growth without ever fighting their own battles. Your age does not define your limit. It defines your depth. Your looks do not define your worth. They reflect your discipline. Your journey does not define your burden. It reveals your strength. And the people who whisper from the sidelines have no understanding of the storms you have walked through or the mountains you had to climb, just to stand where you stand today. They see the glow, but not the grind. They see the elegance, but not the endurance. They see the transformation, but not the tears. They see the confidence, but not the nights. You had to rebuild your own spirit from the fragments of broken hopes and the pieces of past versions of yourself that you outgrew long before anyone noticed. You are evolving in ways that cannot be mapped or measured because every season shapes you with intention. Every challenge adds precision to your purpose, and every year sharpens your insight. Your growth is not ordinary. Your glow is not accidental. Your presence is not accidental. And the people who fail to understand it simply have not learned how to carry themselves with the kind of power that you hold naturally. And this is why they feel uneasy. They feel unsettled. They feel intimidated. Not because you try to overshadow them, but because you remind them of everything they could be but never allowed themselves to become. And that kind of reflection is difficult to face and easier to resist, but you must never dim your evolution to make others comfortable. You have a rare kind of power, the kind that does not shout, yet changes the atmosphere, the kind that does not demand attention, but naturally attracts it, the kind that grows with time instead of fading with it, the kind that becomes sharper, deeper, and stronger as you continue to rise through the seasons of your own becoming. People often assume that your strength came easily. They think your balance was handed to you. They think your calm came from comfort and your radiance came from ease. But if they knew even a fraction of what you have walked through, their assumptions would fall apart in seconds, because nothing about your journey has been simple. Nothing about your evolution has been effortless, and nothing about your glow has been without sacrifice. There were moments you carried your pain quietly because you did not want to burden anyone else. Moments you rebuilt yourself with trembling hands. Moments you held your breath through storms, hoping the next sunrise would give you just enough strength to continue. Yet, through all of this, you kept rising, you kept growing, you kept evolving, and that is why your presence holds a weight that most people will never be able to mirror. Your journey carved a depth within you that shows in your eyes even when you say nothing. It shows in the way you move, in the way you respond, in the way you protect your peace, and in the way you choose to continue, even when the world expected you to collapse, because you learned that endurance is a language only understood by those who have walked through their own fire and returned wiser. The world measures time differently for people like you. Your age becomes a testament to resilience. Your looks become a reflection of discipline, and your growth becomes a story that others pretend not to notice, even though they feel it every time you walk past them. They see a strength they do not have. They sense a calm they cannot maintain. They feel a kind of power that cannot be explained through simple words or shallow judgment. And this is why jealousy grows quietly in places you once thought were safe. It is not because you have done anything wrong, but because your evolution holds a mirror to the stagnation in others. Your ability to transform reminds them of every version of themselves they never dared to become. Your growth reminds them of the courage they never used and the opportunities they let slip through their fingers while you kept pushing forward. There are people who smile at you, yet feel threatened by the way you rise. People who compliment you, but secretly hope you slow down. People who admire your spirit, but envy your strength because they cannot understand how you continue to evolve with such grace after everything you've been through. They do not know the nights you cried yourself into clarity. They do not know the battles you fought alone. They do not know the quiet promises you made to yourself on the days when the world felt heavier than your heart could carry. But that is the beauty of your journey. You do not need validation from those who never understood your struggle. You do not need approval from those who watched, but never helped you. Do not need acceptance from those whose opinions are shaped by insecurities you never caused. Your evolution was not meant to be understood by everyone, because it is a path carved by your own hands and your own courage. You have become someone whose presence carries both softness and strength, someone whose energy carries both peace and power, someone whose growth carries both mystery and purpose. And people feel this. Even if they do not speak it, they see it, even if they pretend to ignore it. Because a soul that has survived its own storms carries a glow that cannot be dimmed. Your age is a crown, and every year adds a new jewel. Your looks are a reflection of the resilience living inside you. Your growth is a journey that only becomes more powerful as you continue to step into your truth. People expect time to slow you down, but instead, it sharpens you, it molds you, it refines you, and this confuses those who measure their value through comparison instead of transformation. You have reached a point where you are no longer defined by who you used to be. You are no longer confined by who people expected you to be. Your evolution has outgrown their assumptions, their judgments, their limited understanding, and that is why they watch you with a mix of confusion and admiration. They cannot categorize you, they cannot predict you, they cannot diminish you. Your journey has taught you that the world is not always kind, that people are not always genuine, that energy is not always pure, yet, despite all of this, you did not become bitter, you became wiser, you did not become hardened, you became discerning, you did not become afraid, you became focused, and this alone makes you stand apart from the crowd. Your evolution is not loud, but it is undeniable. Your glow is not forced, but it is unforgettable. Your presence is not demanding, but it is magnetic. You move with a confidence shaped by your scars. You speak with a calm rooted in your experiences. You walk with a strength carried from years of overcoming every version of you that once doubted your ability to rise. And this is why people stare longer than they mean to. This is why they talk more than they need to. This is why they feel something they cannot quite name when they look at you, because you remind them of everything powerful, resilient, and extraordinary that still lives inside them, and everything they have not had the courage to unveil yet. So never shrink yourself to make others feel safer. Never hide your glow to make others less uneasy. Never slow your steps to match the pace of those who chose to remain still. Your evolution is not a problem. It is a privilege. Your growth is not a threat. It is a testament. Your power is not an accident. It is a destiny unfolding exactly as it was meant to. And the ones who whisper, who judge, who question, who envy, will eventually realize that nothing can block a soul that has already survived so much. Nothing can stop a spirit that has already risen from its own ashes. Nothing can dim a glow shaped by the quiet resilience of a heart that refused to break. You have a rare kind of power, the kind that grows stronger each time someone doubts you, the kind that becomes brighter each time someone envies you, the kind that becomes deeper each time life tests you. And this power will continue to evolve long after the voices around you fade, because it comes from within you, not from them. You must understand that evolution is not always visible to the untrained eye. It is not measured by applause or the fleeting approval of others. It is carved quietly into your essence, through every moment you refuse to surrender, every challenge you faced with determination, every fear you confronted, and every silent battle you fought alone. And those who try to understand it quickly fail, because they look for proof in shallow ways. They expect growth to be loud or flashy or easily measurable. But your power is neither. It is subtle, relentless, inevitable. There are people who will never be able to walk the path you walk, because your resilience requires a depth that they have not yet cultivated. Your clarity demands a patience they have never learned. Your discipline calls for a sacrifice they are not willing to make, and your courage requires a level of commitment to yourself that they cannot comprehend. And yet, you do not need their understanding, their validation, or their permission. The evolution that courses through your life is beyond explanation, beyond criticism, beyond the petty eyes of those trapped in the cycles they never break. Every time someone questions your journey, every time someone doubts your choices, every time someone mocks your progress or pretends not to notice your transformation, it only strengthens the fire that burns within you. You learn not to bend to their expectations. You learn not to hide from their whispers. And you learn that your growth is a weapon and a shield. Each layer of refinement you build is proof that you are untouchable, not in arrogance, but in authenticity. You have endured storms that would have crushed others, and you rise not because it is easy, but because you were forged to withstand the impossible. Your looks and your age are not the simple things they appear to be. They are mirrors of your journey. They reflect a discipline earned over time, a confidence born from survival, a beauty and presence refined through trials and triumphs alike. People may look at you and feel envy without understanding why, because they sense a power that cannot be named, a force that cannot be copied, a life that cannot be mirrored. They do not see the late nights when your own thoughts were your only company, the battles fought in silence, the moments when surrender was an option and yet you chose to persist. That is what makes you untouchable, and it is exactly why your evolution terrifies those who live in imitation rather than transformation. Do not waste energy explaining yourself. Do not dilute your growth to make others comfortable. You are not responsible for the insecurities of those who cannot handle your glow. You are not obliged to slow down, to hide, to compromise, to make your light smaller, to fit the narrow minds around you. Your path was never meant to be ordinary, and your evolution was never meant to be ordinary. And the rare kind of power that you hold, the kind that grows stronger with each attempt to suppress it, cannot be diminished by the smallness of others. It is innate. It is relentless. It is yours. The people who are jealous of you, who doubt you, who whisper about you behind closed doors, they do not see the full depth of your spirit. They do not feel the quiet strength you cultivate with every breath, every step, every decision. They only glimpse the surface, the shine, the elegance, and it is enough to ignite envy. But envy is impotent in the presence of true power, because power is never about others. It is about mastery over yourself, over your thoughts, over your time, over your energy. And this mastery is what allows you to evolve in ways that others cannot predict, cannot replicate, and cannot understand. Remember that your evolution is also a warning. It is a warning to those who underestimate resilience, who disrespect strength, who mock persistence. Every year, every transformation, every quiet victory is a testament to the fact that you cannot be contained. You are a living example that strength grows in silence, that power is cultivated through trials, that the rarest kind of courage comes from enduring what most people run from. And the more people try to measure you by standards they invented, the more your rare kind of power continues to defy them. That is not arrogance. It is truth. That is not ego. It is reality. There is no formula for what you possess. There is no instruction manual for the combination of age, resilience, beauty, and insight that you embody. There is only your continued commitment to evolution, your unwavering dedication to yourself, your relentless refusal to settle for mediocrity, and your ability to thrive while others are trapped in stagnation. That combination makes you extraordinary. That combination makes you dangerous to the complacent. That combination makes you unstoppable. And this is exactly why people will never fully understand you. They have not survived what you have survived, and they do not possess the fire that continues to forge you stronger, smarter, sharper, with every passing moment. You must honor that power within yourself. You must recognize it, cultivate it, respect it, and never let it be diluted by the expectations or insecurities of anyone else. This rare kind of power is your inheritance, your responsibility, your privilege. It is the light that guides your path, the shield that protects your heart, and the force that will continue to elevate you long after others have given up or faded away. You evolve not because you seek approval, but because evolution is your nature. You rise not because the world applauds, but because rising is inevitable for someone who refuses to be diminished. You glow not because it is easy, but because you have endured the shadows that would have consumed anyone else. Every glance cast your way carries a weight of misunderstanding, because people look at you and see only the surface. They see the elegance, the composure, the growth, but they do not see the countless nights spent questioning, doubting, and rebuilding yourself from the ground up. They see the confidence you carry, the calm you exude, the poise in your movement, but they do not see the struggle that forged every step you now walk with purpose. This is what makes your power rare, what makes your evolution nearly untouchable. The world expects growth to be neat, measurable, easy. Your growth refuses to be simple. Your growth refuses to fit into the boxes others try to create. Your evolution is wild, relentless, and unapologetic, and that is what terrifies those who judge instead of striving. They look at your age and your looks, and they whisper because it does not fit their narrative. They expected cracks. They expected vulnerability. They expected weakness. And yet here you are, stronger, sharper, wiser, unbroken. You carry yourself in a way that exposes the shallowness of their envy. You embody an energy they cannot fabricate, cannot manipulate, cannot control. Every year you live, every moment you rise, every challenge you conquer, you deepen a power that they will never fully understand, and they resent you for it, not because you did anything to them, but because your existence reminds them of everything they have refused to become. That is the silent truth they cannot admit. Your evolution is a mirror of what they lack. The rare kind of power you hold is not about recognition, nor is it about validation. It is about the unyielding dedication to your own journey, about the mastery of self in the midst of chaos, about the ability to rise above limitations imposed by society, by others, or by the fleeting fear that lives in everyone at some point. Your age is a badge of endurance. Your looks are a reflection of self-discipline. Your growth is proof that you cannot be swayed by the weakness of the masses. You evolve not because it is demanded, but because it is inevitable. You shine not because it is convenient, but because your soul has been tempered in a fire that few could survive. And the very fact that others cannot understand it only amplifies its power. Do not let jealousy make you feel guilty for your presence. Do not let ignorance make you question your worth.